see. What's going on, guys? Thanks for dropping back by. Today I got the FIFINE K678 the FIFINE K678. Right now I'm using the SHURE SM7B, and I'm gonna switch over to the K678 in just a minute. But if you've been watching the videos that I've been doing about microphones, I've been looking for a microphone that works well with the MPC One, and I might have found the microphone that works. One of the things about the K678A, no, not A, just K678, it actually has a headphone jack and a volume knob for your headphones, a volume knob for your microphone. So when you have it plugged into the computer, you can talk on it, but you can also hear all the audio from the computer through the headphone jack on the mic, which might be the same for using it with the MPC One once I try it. But we'll get to that in just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and switch the audio from this mic, the SHURE SM7B, to the FIFINE K678. Okay, now you're hearing me on the K678 FIFINE mic. And the cool thing about this mic, it does have a button in the front that you can push to mute. So if you didn't hear me there, this is because I hit the mute button. But say I want to turn my mic volume up and want you to hear me a little louder. Since I'm using the Canon 90D, I can see my audio levels on the screen, so I know I'm spiking and I can hear that I'm spiking. So turn it down a little bit. Let's go down a little bit more. Let's turn up the... Okay, I think that sounds okay. It's not too loud. I do want to turn the headphone jack audio down, so it doesn't sound like there's any interference or any awful weird sounds. This mic actually sounds really good. I really like how this sounds. It's not too much different than the SHURE SM7B. I'll let you guys be the judge of that. So this is how my voice sounds. That's kind of loud. Let's do this. This is how my voice sounds using the FIFINE K678 on the Canon 90D. This is how my voice sounds using the SHURE SM7B on the Canon 90D. From what I can tell, they both sound very much the same. The difference is that the FIFINE mic costs about $65, and the SHURE SM7B with the cloud lifter costs about $500, $525. Yeah. It's a drastic price. But you know what? The one thing about the SHURE SM7B, it's very versatile. It's an XLR mic. It is a dynamic mic, which usually requires quite a bit of gain to bring it from all the way down at the bottom of the noise floor back up to where people can actually hear you, which makes room for cutting out a lot of background ambient noise. You probably can't hear any of the little tiny sounds right now, but when I switch back to the FIFINE, we'll see what it sounds like in comparison to what you've been hearing so far. Okay, so now I'm back on the FIFINE mic, and it still sounds pretty good, but I am noticing a difference, and rightfully so, because there's a great price difference there. But within the small price and the small compact size of this mic, being a USB mic and having a headphone jack on the mic allows for a little bit more flexibility than just it being a USB plug and play mic. It does plug in fine, works right away. You can put it into Adobe Audition, OBS, and all your live streaming platforms. And if you want to film into a camera like I am, you would just put a auxiliary cord, a 3.5 millimeter cable from the mic to your camera, and you can output your audio into the camera through the mic port, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. So the USB is plugged into the computer, which has activated the mic to make it work. If I want to play something off the computer, let's see. Okay, so I'm going to select a song. Let's play something off of Epidemic Sound. I'll pick a song from Oi. That's actually pretty cool. So if you got a DSLR camera that you shoot with and you have a USB mic like I do, and you want to be able to incorporate some sounds from your computer or play some audio inside your video, and you want to be able to use this mic, the fact that it has a headphone output, you can now put that into the camera. Just plug your other headphones into the headphone jack on the camera so you can make sure the audio isn't bad and that it sounds as good as it's supposed to. But then, since you can hear all the audio from the computer through the mic, that means it's going to pass it through into the camera, and you can just bake all that in. You don't have to have a whole bunch of crazy things hooked up. We're going to talk a little bit more about the FIFINE mic with the MPC One. All right, guys, I have the MPC One out here, and I haven't turned it on yet, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. But I also have the K678 plugged into Canon 90D through the headphone jack, which hopefully you're not hearing any feedback or anything. But if you are, I'm sorry. I won't know for sure until I get it in post. I can hear the audio coming through, but I do hear sort of an airy sound, like there could be feedback, but it could just be the headphones. So right now, booting up the MPC One, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug this from the computer, and I'm going to plug it into the MPC One, and we're going to see if the MPC One accepts this mic as a full audio interface to where it can use the mic and use the headphone jack out, and I can adjust the volume of the headphones. And if I'm able to do that, then that means I can control how loud the sound is coming out of the MPC One into whatever device I want to put the sound into. And if that's the case, then that means this would be the mic I use whenever I'm doing my Flip That Simple Tuesday videos, if I want to show what I'm doing and still be able to talk to you guys and let you hear the pads or anything like that. So, yeah, here we go. Let's try it out. All right. Well, I guess that's working, but Hold on, let me reboot. Hello? Oh, okay. See, so there we go. It's not even booted up all the way. And as long as it's getting power, it is still able to communicate with the camera. So while it's allowing me to do that, I'm going to go ahead and pick a sequence and go from there. Let's see. I'm going to go into some pads. Okay, no, it's not active yet. So what I got to do, I'm going to audio device. It says FIFINE microphone right there. Okay. Still can't hear it. Okay, so sample looper. Oh, wait. That pad was actually on mute. Let's go to a different pad. That's why I couldn't hear it. All right. Let's turn up the output a little bit. I don't know about you guys, but I can hear those pads. Let's see if my Flip the Sample Tuesday from last month plays fine. Browse. Main menu. Song mode. Okay, so one thing I did notice is it immediately, when it got powered from the MPC One, I was able to talk through it. That could be the case because, as soon as it gets power, the mic activates and the headphone jack activates, and I'm able to just go right into the camera without anything. But I did try plugging it in directly to a powered USB port and it wouldn't activate. So the MPC One actually activates the mic. It actually has to be plugged into a device of some kind. But another thing I noticed is normally I have to go into the sample looper that's right here and turn that on so that I can record audio. But it's still picking up my mic even though I don't have that on. And it's allowing the pass-through to go into the camera. So that's cool. You can still hear me talk through. It's still picking up the level. And I noticed another thing. If I turn the mic volume all the way down, it still picks up my voice. I can't hear it in my headphones, but I can see it in the camera and I can see it on the MPC One, which is pretty awesome. I don't know why I can't hear it in the headphones because I do see the levels on the camera. So it's really confusing to me, but maybe if I turn up the headphone, if I turn up the headphones on here, I can hear it as if it's weird because these headphones are plugged into the headphone jack on the camera. The camera levels didn't really change a whole lot, but I couldn't fully hear it before, which is craziness. So let's see something. So we're on mute again. Let's see if we can. That's dope. That's dope. Okay. So yeah, this mic sounds really good. It does seem like I kind of got to get a little close if I want to bring up the volume, which isn't bad because a lot of times people do have these like on a boom pole and they get them really close to their mouth. I actually kind of sit back a little bit, but I'm really fine with doing this because at some point I might stick it back on the blue compass boom arm I got and talk into it for those videos. Eventually I want to get a shotgun mic that sits above my head so that I don't have to have a mic in front of my face, but for now this is okay. And this works with the MPC One, so I'm able to crank out a beat, talk to you guys on video, and if I want to go live, I got my mic, my MPC One, and my camera, and that's all I need. This is how my voice sounds using the FIFINE K678 on the Canon 90D. This is how my voice sounds using the SHURE SM7B on the Canon 90D. This is how my voice sounds using the FIFINE K678 on the Canon 90D. This is how my voice sounds using the SHURE SM7B on the Canon 90D. Okay, so that is very different. I wonder if I can do exactly what I did with the FIFINE with this. See, I have the SHURE SM7B plugged into the Evo 4. And the Evo 4, it's like a bridge between this mic and the computer. So it's an audio interface that takes XLR input and supplies phantom power. So I got two inputs. I got two XLR inputs that double as 1/4 inch inputs. Then I have 1/4 inch outputs that combine into a single 3.5 millimeter output. But if I change the settings in the computer, since it is plugged into the computer, to output on the Evo 4, I wonder if I can do the same thing I did with the FIFINE. Let's do that. Let's see. All right, that's awesome. So yeah, I can do it both ways. The only difference is I got to spend a lot more money to get the SHURE SM7B rocking that way with the Evo 4 and the cloud lifter together with the computer. So the Evo 4 runs about $129. The cloud lifter is about $100, maybe around 125. So there goes $250 right there. The SHURE SM7B is about $400. $650 later, or you can spend about $65-70 getting the FIFINE mic and doing all the exact same things with less products and connectivity going on. So like, because for one, this XLR cable is 25 foot and I also have a 10 foot, and I have to have two XLR cables to run the cloud lifter to the Evo 4. Great sounding mic, but when you want to kind of minimize what you're doing and still get good quality, the FIFINE K678 is one of the best mics to use in that reference. There's probably a few more mics that FIFINE has that might be a little bit better, but right now, as far as I'm concerned, the FIFINE K678 is one of the best mics they have. Okay guys, so I was able to try this mic with the MPC One and it worked out amazing. I'm greatly surprised that this mic did its thing. So whenever I'm doing my whenever I'm doing my Flip That Sample Tuesday videos, I have a new mic that I'll be able to use for all my audio recordings while I'm making my beat as I'm recording into the camera, and it'll make it a lot easier to try to show my work while I'm creating the beat and make the video a little faster, because when I'm trying to hook up so many devices and I'm trying to figure out what's going to go at what, how to level this audio here, how to do all these different things, and I feel like I need a whole studio just to create a song, then it starts to get a little discouraging. But when all I need to do, pull out my MPC One, plug it in, put my SD card in, plug the FIFINE mic in, output the audio from the FIFINE mic into the camera, and all my audio from the MPC One and my voice goes from the mic into the camera, and I can film everything and you can hear the sounds perfectly, then it makes this mic worth getting over just about any other mic so far that I've seen or that I've used. Definitely a great mic. If it was a bad mic, I'd let you know. There is a big difference between the SHURE SM7B and the FIFINE mic, but for now, being that I can use the USB function on the 2.10 update for the MPC One, it is the best mic for me when I'm doing Flip That Sample Tuesday or anything that I'm using the MPC One for. So guys, thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next video.